Good morning, girls. I'm Dr. Kiran Deshwal, and today I will teach you the story Birthday composed by Bekam Mohammad Basir. This video is in continuation to the previous videos which I have shared on the WhatsApp group and YouTube link. Let me sum up in brief this story before we start. We know that this is the birthday of the writer and he doesn't have any money, so he is helpless, he is disappointed, and he is annoyed. What happens with him? He narrates in this story, he gives a clockwise description of that particular day and he broods over the themes of nationality, social life, student life, poverty, and things like that. So, we left this story where the students were talking about short story writing, and the author deliberately avoids the conversation because he's not in a mood. So, right then, two children came there. They are selling wooden sandals. How they were mocked by these students. So, here the writer wants to say that these two children are not mocked. Instead, the poverty is mocked here by the students. He is confused to see that these students are the future of our nation. What will they do if they are making fun of poverty? But the fact is that most of the people of India are living in poverty. So instead of making fun, they should try to get practical solutions of these basic problems. So the writer feels attached, feels sympathetic towards the children, and he asks them, "Where is your home, children?" To my question, the older one gave the answer, "It was a place 3 miles away." So you can see, if those small children are selling wooden sandals 3 miles away from their home, it is a very difficult and tough task, but they are helpless. Out of poverty, they have to do this task. Two Annas, the gold spectacled one said, "Sir, please give 2¼ Annas. Here we can see the bargaining." "No." "Oh." Sadly, the boys began to go down. So the vendor boys are disappointed. They can't sell their goods at such a lower price, so they begin to go down. The gold spectacled one called again, "Bring it, you." They came again. He chose a good pair and held out a 10 rupee note. He selects one pair of wooden sandals and in return he pays it with a 10 rupee note. Those kids did not have even a pie with them because since morning they didn't sell any pair. That's why they didn't have any money with them. So somehow the writer can connect himself with these vendor boys. Alike to the writer, these children also don't have money. They had not sold anything. They had been going around since morning. There rose in my mind the picture of the parents 3 miles away who in some hovel were awaiting the return of the children. It is usual. They are the vendors. Their house runs by their daily income. So the children will sell the wooden sandals and they will buy something to eat and they will bring it to home. Then their parents will cook something. So the author is a realistic writer. He knows the reality. That's why he can imagine the picture of the house from where the children are. He can imagine that these children are selling their goods here. The whole day has passed, but they are unable to sell a single pair, and at home, the parents might have been waiting for their return, awaiting the return of the children with water in a pot on the fire. We can see the situation, we can see the poverty, we can see their condition. The gold spectacled one ferreted out 2 annas from somewhere and gave it to the boy. Another quarter anna, sir. The wooden sandal was cost 2.5 anna, and the children were paid only 2 annas by the students, so they asked for another quarter anna. I have only that much, else here is your cloak. You can take your wooden sandals back. I have this much money only. The boys looked at each other and left without saying anything. They can't do anything. They were helpless because they have to sell at least one pair so that they can buy their edibles. Watching the little children going along the road under the electric light, the gold spectacled man laughed. You know, I did something. One of those was a bad Anna. So he cheated those poor children, and it is really tragic. The author pained to see it that these children are poor, and the gold spectacled student, feeling proud while cheating these poor children. Ha ha ha. They all burst out laughing. I thought to myself, after all, these are students. These are the future of my country. What will be the future? What can one say? They have not begun to understand the meaning of poverty and troubles. But the writer is silent. He can't make them understand that what poverty is. The poverty which the writer is realizing, this reality is far away from these students. So the writer thinks that who can make them understand the meaning of poverty and troubles? What are troubles? What is poverty? Which these vendor boys are facing. These students are not facing that. That's why they are cheating these boys. Without anyone else seeing it, I gave this scrap of paper. We know that the writer wants to borrow some money, so he writes it on a piece of paper and he gives it to the gold spectacled boy. I gave this scrap of paper with my note on it to the young man with the gold rimmed spectacles. While he was reading it, my thoughts were in the hotel. The author is thinking that he will give me some money after reading this piece of paper, and after that, after receiving the money, I will go to a hotel and will order food because the author is hungry since morning. He has not had any food since morning. So he imagines that while he was reading it, my thoughts were in the hotel, and I saw myself sitting in front of a dish of steaming rice, etc. But the gold spectacled fellow said, so that all could hear. It was a very embarrassing moment for the author because he don't want to let it know to anyone, and he gave the piece of paper secretly, but the gold spectacled fellow said so loudly that all could hear. He said that, sorry, I have no change. And you people can imagine the condition of our author. How will he feel when his last hope dies? We will be continue in our next video. Thanks for watching.